We're just two regular ass bitches from the coast.
What is up, and welcome to Gym Girls Anonymous. We are your two unhinged gym besties, and we're here to talk shit, get fit, and figure it out as we go. I'm Roni.
And I'm Lainey. Our goal is to have fun, share our honest, unscammy fitness advice, and get a little bit real. Today we're going to do some introductions and talk about whatever else comes up. But first, to warm up, we're going to do some lighthearted bullying. Disclaimer, in the words of the great Jackie Schimmel, if it offends you, it descends you. So put on your Teflon titties and let's go.
We're going to start off strong with a little segment we call Hate of the Week. What's your hate of the week, Miss Lainey?
I want to preface this by saying I think there's a valid reason not to get behind the New Year, New Me thing. But I was talking to someone and asked if they were a resolution person, and they go, "Oh, no, not really, because it only ever lasts a month." Honey, baby love, that's a you problem. That's not a resolutions problem. That is a you don't know how to follow through or adapt and adjust and examine why something isn't working problem. That's a you issue.
Yeah, January coming around doesn't magically make you a new person. You have to take those steps to do those things that you want to. You're capable of doing them, but the date on the calendar doesn't mean that you're automatically...
Right. Had she said, "No, I don't get behind the fact of you telling me when I have to be a better person," what she said was, "I can't follow through on goals, so I don't like it." That's literally a red flag about you. So that's what I've been dealing with. I could get behind. There's some good reasons that I could get behind not liking the January 1st new resolution stuff, but because it doesn't work, doesn't feel valid, because that's not a January 1st problem. That's a you thing.
Yeah, I mean, January is the middle of winter. Everyone's kind of slow, so trying to start these new things because it's the beginning of the year, quote unquote, I can understand where that right there doesn't align. But you choosing to not follow through on the own goals that you have created for yourself is kind of a... I mean, it's a you problem, baby.
My favorite thing is talking about you gotta keep your word to yourself, and you just said, "I don't like those because I can't trust myself to follow through." But that's neither here nor there. What's your hate of the week?
So it has to do with just people in general, of course, shocker, but just not being aware of your fucking surroundings. I swear. You know, we just got through all the holidays, all the Christmas shopping, so everybody and their mom is out shopping. If I'm trying to just walk in and do my regular grocery shopping, or I need to run in to get paper towels because I ran out, I shouldn't have to walk 14 miles around the store because I can't pass your cart, pass your granddaughter. Get out of the way. And that just doesn't go for the grocery store. That's everywhere. If you're just not aware of the people around you and you're being obnoxious, I, oh, I hate it so much. Like, whatever, live in your own world. Everybody's got their own problems, but like, don't make it my problem.
When two people are taking up a whole sidewalk, I could go postal. I could just absolutely... Does nobody know how to... You're the main character of your life, but also everybody else is the main character of their life, and that's all happening at once, so you got to be a little mindful.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you maybe recognize that somebody's behind you late on the path or whatever, and you're like, oh, sorry, my bad, like, get out of the way, move, like, no big deal, whatever. If you're driving on the highway and you stop because it's raining, oh my god, pull off the road so you don't make me crash into you because you can't drive. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Yeah, especially we live in Oregon. You should know how to drive in the rain.
It's gonna rain 80% of the year. Like, figure it out. Let's go. But, yeah, so that's just kind of where I'm at. I'm a little heated about people not knowing their surroundings.
Now that we're feeling warm, we're going to jump into some questions. Starting off strong with, what started your fitness journey?
Ooh, that's such a big question because there's so many different factors that follow into it. I mean, growing up, I played a lot of sports and I was always very active. My parents were super encouraging about it. Graduating high school, there's no longer routine as an adult. You kind of just are shoot out into the open world out there, like shoo, go on. And 8, 9, 10 years go by and you're like, oh damn, I haven't done anything. I should probably work out, whatever. I started working for myself and I have a very physical job. And so I had used that as my excuse to not go to the gym or whatever. I was like, oh, well, I'm lifting heavy for my work. blah, blah, blah. The reality is I needed to make myself stronger so that my work became easier. And in the long run, I know that it's just so helpful for mental, physical. When I'm 80, I'm going to be able to stand up off the toilet. Like, I knew it was right. And one day we had talked about it. I don't even remember what we were talking about, but I was just like, man, should we go to the gym? And that's where previous, all of your stuff came into handy. And, here we are today.
And we get started. Yeah. I had been teaching yoga for a while, so that was kind of my intro to fitness. And then I had dabbled in the gym with one of my friends, so I knew some here and there. And that was kind of our basis of knowledge as we went in. Everything else we learned as we went, and we're still learning as we go.
Well, and your just general knowledge, well, not general because it's very not much general. It's very specialized knowledge of the body and how it works and what muscles do what and where and why. And it's so helpful because it's like, why does this hurt? Oh, well, because we're doing this wrong.
Yeah, as I got through massage school, obviously I had to learn a lot about the human body and all the muscles, and so that was really helpful to know what's working. Are we doing this right? Is that even targeting this muscle? And it was also really helpful to realize where we were doubling up or we weren't doing something correctly, and knowing how to take care of those muscles to make them feel better was obviously super helpful.
Yeah, rest and recovery is often not talked about very much. It's always just like, oh, go, 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 hustle, blah, blah, blah. But there's a whole another side of it that eventually we'll get into in the future. But, for now, I think that's a pretty good basis of where we started. We just, one day we're literally like, man, we should probably go to the gym, huh?
Yep, basically. And then here we are a little over 2 years later, going strong, really integrated into our day-to-day life.
Yeah, I think we've definitely graduated from the lifter, gym goer girlies to hybrid athlete. We've got running, lifting, all of the things. So it's been a great journey, and I'm excited to see the next 10 years because this isn't stopping. No stop in sight.
Yeah, fitness is amazing because there is an endless potential for growth.
Which kind of brings me to the next question. Outside of the gym specifically, what movements do you enjoy or want to focus more on?
Since we're starting the new year, let's go with focus more on things I want to incorporate more are stretching, because I know that I'm not stretching enough as someone who literally did stretching for a career for 7 years. That version of Lainey would be really disappointed in the amount of stretching that I'm doing, which is next to none except for right before running.
If that, you did a couple jump squats the other day and went for a run, huh?
That's generous. I did a singular forward fold and called it good.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
What about you?
So, during the week is fine, obviously going to the gym, but on the weekends, I really notice I fall flat, and I'll take the dogs for a walk. And, I enjoy taking them for a walk. It's about a 10-minute walk, though, because it's just around the loop. But I want to dedicate more time to going on a hiking trail or somewhere that, because we both have blind dogs, so we kind of have to be aware of where we take those dogs, and one of the trails around here is paved, and that's really nice. But, it's a long drive. Well, it's not that bad, but
If I don't take Willow to said walk where it's paved and she feels like she has that freedom once a week, she starts being a real menace.
yeah, and I think, the dogs just need more, and once a week is really not that big of a deal, and I just need to commit to it. And so, as much as I enjoy it, I know I need to focus more on it specifically for them. Me too, but sure, whatever. Because, yeah, that's just something that I enjoy, and I know that they enjoy, and I just need to get outside for it,
Which is hard to sometimes want to be outside when it is
Oregon.
Yeah,
it's, today and the last couple days have been very surprisingly nice. It was supposed to be super rainy today, yesterday, shocker, but it wasn't. It's like, oh, dang it, I should have gone for a walk. I should have gone for a run. Got to utilize those days when they're there.
Yeah, not to toot my horn, but I did go walk with Willow.
Yes, you did. Yep.
What machine do you wish our gym had?
It's kind of specific, but I would love to have the glute hyperextension machine. We've tried setting it up on the Smith machine. We have a version, but you're literally like Supermaning in the sky, and it doesn't target the same muscles. And if there's one machine or exercise specifically that I've seen on most programs or most people who are like, oh, this is the best gain for your glutes and whatnot, which is, in all reality, I'm trying to grow a fat ass, so we got to get the right equipment here, huh? But we just don't have it, and so I feel like we're just falling short because of it, and it doesn't work without it, and it's a big bummer, but I would love one.
No pun intended with big bummer. Speaking of a fat ass, I wish we had a hip thrust machine. The Smith machine is fine, but I think a hip thrust machine specifically would be really nice.
Yeah, you just slap on a belt and go from it. I mean, we're pit crewing it over there on the Smith machine, trying to find the bench, find the machine,
Yeah.
Just give me somewhere to set up. That's what it is. We're fighting for it all the time with the guys who are only hitting upper body, and it's like, come on.
Upper body days.
What is your least favorite exercise at the moment?
My least favorite exercise. Full transparency, fourth wall. This is the second time we filmed it. And the first time I answered, I said the clean and press because it sucks and it's hard. But setting up hyperextensions on the Smith machine, it hurts. It makes you it hurts not in a good way, not a muscle way, but your pelvic bone is just being crushed. And then you're dizzy when you stand up. I think those were my least favorite.
Yeah, we haven't done them in a while because they were so bad, so I kind of forgot about them. But yeah, they were horrible. It's growing on me because last time I said the same cable crunch for my least favorite. We tried a new technique this week, and with that straight bar, elbows tucked, core engaged, all of the things, I felt it a lot more than I have in any other grip or whatever we've done. So it's got a little tick on the pro side of things, but I still just loathe it with all of my being.
I love me a cable crunch. What are some of your main long-term fitness goals?
I think overall, having a fitness goal of just knowing in my old age, I'm going to be physically able to keep moving. I'm not going to have to rely on really anybody for anything. I know that I'm going to be able to do it, and that just gives me a nice peace of mind. It's been really great for my mental health, so keeping that up is a really big motivation because the sun goes away in these months over here in Oregon, and it doesn't come back, and when it does, it barely comes back. So all of the good energy and serotonin and dopamine and all the good things I need, and so that's where the gym comes in handy. And they always say as if I know medicine or exercise is the best medicine or whatever. It's laughter, but you know what I'm saying.
Movement is medicine.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm trying to say. Another little quick thing is owning a personal gym, so I don't have to pay for a gym membership would be fucking great. But that is also a very long-term goal. So if I win this cover of getting 20K, I will fully start it. Pay off some bills, but
long term, I fully agree with being independent in my older years because strength is the number one indicator of the type of life that you are going to have as you age. Slightly less long term than that. I just don't want my body to be a barrier for any of the things that I want to do. I don't want it to be a barrier for activity that my sister wants me to do, activity that you want me to do. I want to be capable of going and doing stuff. I also don't want to feel so awful about my body that I'm not willing to take pictures and create memories or turning things down because of that. So I think that's really important to me, is making sure that I am healthy and comfortable in my own body.
Healthy and hippie.
Healthy and happy.
Healthy and happy. Good God. Okay, back to so we are obviously happy around here, but What is your biggest focus outside of the gym? It doesn't have to be anything related to movement or just outside of the gym. What's your biggest focus?
Lately, my biggest focus has been mindset, focusing on becoming a better version of myself, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. I want to make sure that my habits and routines are aligned with the person that I want to become. I want to make sure that my self-talk is positive and encouraging and that I am supporting myself in the way that I want to be supported. So focusing on who I am outside of the gym, because who you are outside of the gym impacts the degree to which your progress in the gym actually sticks.
I love that. Yeah, that's really, I mean, it all starts with mindset because you can convince yourself of so many things. And if you don't squash it before it gets too bad, I mean, this morning we were walking on the treadmill and I said something. I don't even remember what I said. Of course, it's 4 hours ago. And I was like, oh, well, this keeps happening, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, nope, it's for a reason. It's okay. We're just going to brush by it. Like, you just have to flip that mindset. My biggest focus lately has been the confidence of not knowing. I feel like I find myself in situations where I don't know what's going on a lot, and I am easily fallen into that, like, oh, well, I don't know what's going on, so I just don't know. This is blah, blah, blah. And you just spiral down. But if you recognize, like, all right, well, I don't really know what's going on right now, but that's okay. I'm not supposed to know what's going on, so I'm going to have confidence in that I can figure it out, if that makes sense. You know, like, I'm not going to know everything right away, but I know I'm smart enough to see what's around me, make decisions, and go from there. Who gives a shit what other people think about? They, their opinions mean nothing at the end of the day.
There's so many resources that we're able to figure stuff out. And I think both of our answers go back into my hate of the week is that your mindset is one of, oh, I'm a failure, so I'm just not going to do it. Oh, I've never followed through before, so I'm not even going to bother trying. Versus having a solution-oriented mindset where you're like, I can figure this out. I am going to figure this out because it's important to me.
Yeah, it's self-trust. Trusting that even when you don't know, you are still capable. That's that's the best. Got it. Love it. Next we have what's been the hardest part about reaching your goals and or what do you feel the biggest roadblock has been?
Definitely my relationship with food and then my struggle with overeating. I am in the process of learning, unlearning, and creating safety around food and changing my perspective on food. It's uncomfortable work, but it's also something that I really want to work on being open and transparent about because I think that other people struggle with this as well, and I know what it's like to feel like you're the only person struggling with it. So, as I learn, I want to be able to share so I can help someone who might feel the way that I've felt about it.
And there is such a big stigma around eating in general, whether it's too much or too little, where I kind of fall into the spectrum of things. Is like, I know I fall short on calories, protein, fiber. I know all of it. Yesterday was the first day that I for sure hit my protein goal, and I was like, damn, I sure as hell haven't been doing that. That's not good because none of my progress is really counting if I'm not actually giving myself my muscles the protein to grow, the calories to keep my energy high so that I can keep going. Like, if I know that, but the thought of meal prepping is where, like, I fall short. You know, I order Factor, not sponsored, but hopefully one day. And it's tremendous to just go home from the gym, pop one in the microwave, shower, come out, it's ready, I can eat it, go to work. But it's when I'm at work, when I'm there, is where I need to have something that I can eat. And it doesn't happen. And I have no excuses except for the fact that I just don't do it. And I know that I need to change. So a huge roadblock is myself.
Isn't it always?
Yeah.
Ourselves, though?
So once I can kind of dial that in and I've got a few, I bought some lunch meat and I got some eggs I'm going to boil. I'm going to like really try to get my shit together. And this Gymshark 66 is really going to hold me accountable because I have to.
Yeah, we're both going to figure out our nutrition this year, so watch out, bitches.
We're coming for you and you're going to come with us. Does that even make sense? I don't know.
Watch out, bitches. We're coming for you, and then we're going to take you with us. What about the potential of this podcast makes you most excited?
Oh man, it's a tough one, but I know that regardless of what we're doing, we are going to inspire somebody to focus on their physical health one way or another. I mean, maybe even their mental health with this, their fitness and mental health all kind of go in one hand in hand, but knowing that we're just two random girls who are just fucking around in the gym, getting strong, focusing on us and ourselves and doing the damn thing, we're trying to show you that it's not hard. You are so capable. We're capable. We're just two regular ass bitches from the coast, like you can do it, we can do it, and if we get to talk a little shit and have fun while we're doing it, then we're having a good time. We're hoping that you get to have a good time while doing it.
As Michael Smoke said, it's always about helping the one. So for me, the most exciting thing about this is, first of all, getting to do something new and different, because I was given the gift of gab and I love to yap. So that really works for me. I also really like teaching. It's always been something that I have enjoyed, and it's always something that sneaks into everything that I do. So as a yoga teacher, I got to teach. I used to teach my sisters. As a massage therapist, I get to help and teach the people that come to me how to take better care of their bodies.
I mean, you teach me how to do almost every exercise in the gym. You're watching my form to make sure that I'm doing it right. Just like you're constantly the person who, like, hey, I need help with this. You have the knowledge and you're willing to go and do the research because you want to know. Like, you love that shit.
I love that is my fucking jam. Like, ask me a question that I don't know the answer to and give me 15 minutes.
And then you are also going to know the answer in a way that makes sense because that's the way that you work.
And I love that we're both at the point where we can teach each other, and we're also pushing each other to be better, because I wouldn't have made it this far if you weren't counting on me to show the fuck up.
No, I would have been like, damn, these are hard. I'm not going to ever do that again.
This is hard. I hate it.
Okay, so what is your favorite exercise? We already talked about our least favorite. Oh, no, we didn't. Did we?
We did.
We did. You're right. Okay, so what is your favorite exercise lately?
My favorite exercise lately has been the sumo deadlift, because it makes me feel strong, but it also has highlighted some weakness that I have, as you know, in my legs, specifically that left leg. So it's been fun to get stronger, but also feel strong. It's such a specific movement that uses so much of your body, so I really feel powerful.
Well, that little like tap when the plates hit the ground is like a nice like dink, I got that. Dink, I got that. Dink. It just keeps going.
Really feeling like a gym bro, like, ugh, slam those weights around.
I think for me, I'm split between the clean and press and squats. Squats, I mean, you can a squat, but
Squat.
when we were first starting the new program, I was just kind of watching all the videos that were prompting, and one of them was Jeff Nippard. He's my Jeff Paul Jones, whatever.
Logan.
Yeah, all of the names because I couldn't remember what his name was at first. But he just like talked about the way you set up and all this, and I created my own routine because of it, and because of that specifically, I just really like it. It makes me feel strong. It's the most I've ever lifted doing a squat, and that also makes me feel like a badass.
Anything ritualistic really feels nice. How do you want people... Jesus fuck. How do you want people to feel after... How do you want people to feel after listening to this episode?
Mine
Oh,
says
shit.
absolutely feel the same. Ah, fuck.
You want to ask this one?
God damn it. Okay, fourth time's a charm. After
This question
what happened
sucks.
in this episode? How do you want people to feel after listening to this episode?
I want people to feel, in general, like they just left a gym shack. Fuck me. Oh my god.
This is taking like 14 tries. We're just gonna roll with it.
I want people to feel like they just left a gym sesh with their best friends. I hope that they feel inspired, motivated, and that the gym feels a little bit more safer and more accessible. I want them to feel inspired, motivated, and hyped up.
Same. Absolutely the same. I mean, we're just two girls. Like I've said 14 other times this episode. We're just having fun. We're lifting weights. We're getting strong. And if that's something that inspires you, that would be great. I mean, there's so much stigma around fitness and the gyms. And it can be so overwhelming the first time you go in there. You don't know what anything does. You don't know where it is. Nothing. We just want to give you the confidence to know that you can do it. And I mean, hell, if you've got questions, you're like, I don't know what to do. I need somebody, reach out to us, DM us. We'll be your little gym buddies. That's what we're here for.
We want to make a community of bitches and guys, whoever.
Fitness freaks, maybe?
Fitness freaks?
What do you think?
Galoots?
we don't know what to call y'all, but regardless, there's going to be a community because we want that to show through with how the gym works, We love it. We've made friends. We now know like 14 people's names in the gyms.
They don't know ours, though, which is hilarious.
Yeah. So I found one earlier today. Did you hear him say it?
Debbie.
No, Becca.
Oh, yeah, Becca.
Kevin said Becca.
If you guys have
no idea. Maybe if you listen to this podcast, you will, but. All right. And for the next segment, I'm going to sit here and look at Lainey's beautiful face while I let her talk and sit quiet.
We're rolling into something that's been so heavy on my mind for the last couple of weeks. I guess it fits pretty perfectly into my hate of the week, but it's keeping your word to yourself. So if you've been on my Instagram, you've heard bits and pieces of this, but I'm about to put it all together. We're going to roll up a fat ass burrito, okay? Identity is created through action. Your self-identity is not who you think you are. It is what you repeatedly do. And if you're repeatedly letting yourself down, your identity is that of someone that you cannot fucking trust. Setting goals and wanting to be a better person is fucking amazing. Eventually, though, you are going to run out of motivation. You're going to get bored. It's going to get hard because anything worth doing at some point is going to be hard. You have to learn to examine your perceived failures and figure out why you failed. Did you go too big? Did you try to go too far, too fast? If you haven't been in the gym for 2 years, 6 years, 10 years, ever, you're not suddenly going to go 5 days a week. You are going to have to start smaller and build. So you have to hone the skill of examining your perceived failures, figuring out why something didn't work for you so that you can adapt your method. The gift of being human is being adaptable. So don't take your failures personally. Use them as information about what you need to change to make something work for you. Building trust by proving to yourself that you are the person who does what you say takes time, and it takes starting small and just slowly building up. I'm going to drink water every single day. Okay. All right. We're doing it. We're starting to trust ourselves. I'm going to be the person who goes for a walk every day. And actually fucking showing up. That's the hard part.
Because it's really easy to bargain with yourself and be like, oh, well, I did an extra mile yesterday on my walk, so it's okay if I don't do it today. Which, again, is okay every once in a while, but if that becomes the norm, you've lost it. You've lost the plot.
If your identity is someone who can negotiate with yourself out of having to do something, I don't trust her. She doesn't run a tight ship. She can say whatever she wants. She's a loose ship, loose cannon. I don't trust her. She doesn't show up. If a friend flaked on you the way that you flaked on yourself, you would never trust them.
No, because you would know that if I try to reach out and make a plan, they're probably going to just not show up like they normally do. I'm not talking about a friend in this situation.
Yeah, it's your own being in your own head. And if you can't trust yourself, you've got nothing. Because at the end of the day, what you've got in this world is you. And you've got to be the person to show up for you. Obviously, having support and having amazing friends like Roni that are always going to be there is super important. But I also know that I'm going to show up for myself. I know that if no one else were available for whatever reason, that I've got my own back because I've built the identity of someone who shows up even when I don't want to. Anyways, that being said, I'm going to roll over, sit down, and be a good girl. And Roni can take this next piece.
Which is perfect because it rolls right into my topic of the feeling of being ready, quote unquote, is a myth. There is no, you wake up one day, January 1st, and I'm ready. Let's go. I'm going to get up at 5 o'clock. No, don't fucking be real with yourself. Like, take a step back. If you wake up at 7:30 every day, maybe try waking up at 6:30. Give yourself an extra hour. Go move for 30 minutes. Just start slow, because there is no feeling of being ready. It's better to start now unprepared than it is to wait for a feeling that will not come. No one is going to force you to do anything. You have to find it within yourself to do the damn thing. Because at the end of the day, back to what you were saying, if you don't do that, you can't trust yourself to do anything else. So you have to start, whether or not you feel that readiness, because it won't come. Your day one, regardless of where it lands on the calendar, will be your day one. Don't feel like, oh, well, it's Monday, so I'm going to start now, or, oh, it's Thursday, so I'm going to wait for Monday to start now. No, get your ass in the gym now. Go outside now. Go in the other room of your house and start doing an air squat, push up. It doesn't matter what it is. You just have to make that decision to start.
And sometimes you're going to feel excited. I love starting new things. That excitement isn't going to last. And you need to know that you're not always going to feel like you want to.
Yeah, motivation comes from the desire to act in service of a goal. So also setting goals for yourself is going to be a crucial element in achieving those goals. It fuels your competition with yourself, maybe some of your other friends. It sparks social connections. And generally, without having any kind of goal, you feel like there is no reason to do it. You're like, oh, well, why am I doing this? You don't see, at least for me, I love logic and I love things behind it. So if I know, like, all right, well, if I keep lifting heavy and I do this every week, eventually I'm going to be able to lift blank amount of pounds. Like, that's a goal. That's great. Or I'm like, well, I want to walk my dogs and I want to exercise for 30 minutes. So let me just combine the two and go walk my dogs for 30 minutes. It really doesn't have to be that hard. So setting SMART, SMART, periods after every single letter, goals give you the excitement to start and keep going. If you never try, how could you learn? Like, you're not supposed to know it all. If it's perfect, you probably waited too long.
If it's perfect, you definitely waited too long. But Ronnie, what does SMART goals mean?
SMART goals are sustainable and measurable. S&M. Ayo. 10,000 steps a day. 30 minutes of movement a day. Find what is measurable and sustainable. Like, don't say I'm going to go run 3 miles every day if you've never ran a mile in your life, because that is unattainable. It's just not going to happen.
Looking at where you are currently is also a good way to make sure something is sustainable. If your average step count is 2,000, you're not going to jump up to 10,000. If your average step count is around 2,000, pushing yourself to go to 4,000 is sustainable. And once you've reached that and incorporated that, then you can grow it again. So that's the sustainable goes back to, okay, I set a 10,000 step goal. I did it only once this week and then I fell off, and examining why. Too big. Change it. Fix it.
The letter A starts for attainable, which could mean, before or after work, Tuesdays and Thursdays, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's what works for you. So if you try 1 week, for example, we're going to be starting our new running training block soon. And for our schedules, we found out that Friday works best for us to do our long runs. We don't know what the fuck to do for the other days. So we've decided 1 week, we're going to try one day. The next week, we're going to try another. Maybe the third week we'll try another. We're just going to go with what feels right. And if it doesn't end up feeling right, we will be okay with that. And because we know it's not attainable. So we're going to do our own thing to make sure it is attainable for us. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah. A should also stand for adaptable.
That's a very, very true point. Attainable, that you can make sure that you get it, but also it doesn't have to be set in stone. Like, nothing has to be like that.
Adapt, pivot, adjust.
And it kind of goes back to the sustainable and measurable. Keep it relevant. Like, don't just all of a sudden say, well, I'm going to go hiking I'm going to go hike a mountain and I don't even own hiking boots. Like that. Come on now. Like, be real with yourself. If you want to do that, great. But start slow. Like, don't It doesn't have to be crazy.
I'm crazy though, and I think everything is realistic for me, so I usually ignore this one.
So just do what you feel is best, but don't let your ego get ahead of it, right?
Ayo.
The last one for letter T. Start tomorrow. I'm just kidding. Pick a time. Give yourself a time frame. Don't say, oh, well, I'm just going to 3 days a week, I'm going to do this. No, say at 6:15, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to go for a 30-minute walk. There. Boom. That hits all the bullet points.
Time-based is also setting a deadline. So saying, I want to lose weight, terrible goal. Making it a SMART goal is, I want to lose 10 pounds in 6 months. Now it's time-based. You have 6 months. It's measurable because you can track those 10 pounds. It's realistic because you're not trying to... It's realistic, relevant to where you are, obviously. But making sure that your goals are set out in a way that they're not just vague. That's why most people fail, by the way, is their goals are too fucking vague. You need to get smart, lay them out much smarter.
Because that just rolls right back into motivation comes from the act of desire. Vice versa. The desire to act in a goal. So if you have that goal of losing 10 pounds in 6 months, the motivation will follow. You're going to be like, well, damn, I got 6 months. I gotta get on it. I gotta do this. And then you're going to be like, oh, wow, it only took me 4 weeks to lose it. Hell yeah, I'm going to keep going. And then you can adjust that goal and keep going or switch it up. Like, all right, well, now that I've lost the whatever, I'm going to build that muscle back. Roll with it. You got it.
Motivation, this is something we're going to talk about later. Motivation also comes from a why. You need to know why you're doing something, and it needs to be an intrinsic, a self-made reason. Me wanting to, let's just keep it the weight one because that's easy and something I feel like a lot of people can relate to. Me wanting to lose 10 pounds for Roni is not going to get me very fucking far. Me wanting to do that for myself because I want to be healthier, because I want to feel more confident, whatever that reasoning is, it needs to come from you. Because at the end of the day, when the excitement and novel motivation wears off, that intrinsic self-motivation is what's going to get you through when it gets really hard.
And if you want to hear more about what the fuck your why is and why you need one, tune into next week's episode and we're going to get real deep into those SMART goals.
We're going to spread those SMART goals apart and really get in there. Balls deep.
Well, I guess that's where we'll end it.
Follow the show at Gym Girls Anonymous Podcast on TikTok and Instagram.
You can find me at Ronnie.Hansen on Instagram and TikTok.
And you can find me, Lainey Shipman, on TikTok and Instagram.
All right, you fitness freaks. Thanks for listening. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.